Okay. Well, I told Linda about 6 months ago that I would type out this story, and I haven't done it. And since tonight is my last evening at their home before I return to my home, I would like to tell a little story about Dad sharing some things from his military service that I recall. Let's see. One time I was talking to Dad about where he served, and I had a couple things incorrect. He says, no, I was never there. He says, but he was in Iwo Jima. He was in the Philippines. And I said, well, I did know you were in Iwo Jima. And that, am I saying that right? Iwo Jima, yeah. And that, I said I knew that you were one of the people that drove one of the boats to go get the wounded. And he said, yes. He says, but I was on there, and he referred to, he says, I was on there the night before too. I'm like, what? And he says, I was on the island, I was on there the night before. And I said, what were you doing? And he says, we were mapping out where the enemy positions were. And I'm like, wow, weren't you scared? You know, I was thinking about it, I was like, weren't you scared? And he says, yeah, we were scared, but we were trained and we had a job to do. And I thought that was an incredible answer. And then another time, and I don't remember if he told this story firsthand or if it was someone else. But he said we. He was saying we, so I assume he was there. And they were in the Philippines. They were on patrol somewhere, and somebody was shooting at them from. I think they must have had a Jeep with a machine gun on it. And someone was shooting at them like a sniper position in the top of a tree, probably a coconut tree of some kind. And they radioed in for permission to return fire. And first time it was permission denied, and they asked for permission a second time, and permission was denied again. So the third time, as the story goes, they said, it's been a while since we cleaned out the 50s, or the machine guns. I forget which he said. I think he said 50s, if I'm not mistaken. Did they have 50s? I don't know if they had 50s back then. But he says, permission to clean out the machine guns, or whatever they called it, 50s or machine guns. And the answer came back, permission granted. So they cleaned out the machine gun by shooting down the tree, and thus ending the problem of the sniper. He fell and was killed. That was the end. He said, Dad said that was the end of him. So we shot the tree down, and that was the end of him. So there's your two stories.
There's my two stories.
And
Thank
those are from Dad to me, and it was pretty amazing to hear those stories. See you.
Those are the only two you can.
Those are the only two. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I asked about what he was doing in the Philippines, and this is direct quote. He says, we snuck around the island trying to kill the Japs, and the Japs snuck around the island trying to kill us. And that's what he said about his time in the Philippines. Amazing.
That's good.